Bonjour and welcome to our next lesson in French. Today we're going to look at the first verb we are learning. That is the verb être, the verb to be. Être, E-T-R-E, is in infinitive form. What do we mean by infinitive? It is the original form before we start conjugating it. And why do we need to conjugate the verb? We need to conjugate the verb so that we'll be able to use the verb in making sentences, in creating sentences. That's why we need to conjugate the verb. What we mean by conjugation is breaking the verb down the way we will use it in sentences in French. Bonjour, je m'appelle Madame Ogou, je suis professeur de français. Aujourd'hui, nous allons apprendre le verbe être en français. Today we're going to learn the verb to be, verb être in French. Like I said, we need to conjugate this verb before we are able to use it in making sentences. Now we have je suis. Mind you, this is an irregular verb. It doesn't end with ER. It's an irregular verb, it ends with RE. So we need to learn how to conjugate it. So the first part is je suis. Remember the subject pronouns we learned last week? We're going to use the subject pronouns to conjugate any verb. And this is the first one we are doing. So we take je, which is I. Je suis, I am. Je, I, suis, am. S-U-I-S, je suis. After je, remember we learn tu, which is you familiar, we say tu es. E-S, remember you don't say the S at the end of a word. Tu es, you are. Il est, remember il. Last week we said it means he or it. Il est, he is or it is for masculine. Il est, E-S-T, il est. Remember the way it sounds, il est. And then after that we have elle, she or it for feminine word, L-A. So il and elle, they always take the same form of the verb in French. He and she. They take the same form of the verb in French. Il est, elle est. He is, she is. The next one is nous sommes. Remember nous, last week we saw it means we. Nous sommes, we are. Then vous êtes. You are or you all are. Remember I told you last week that for vous, you don't say the last S in vous, V-O-U-S, unless the next word begins with a vowel, then you give it Z sound. That's why you're hearing vous êtes. Vous êtes. That S between the U and E in et is only one S, so we give it Z sound. If it's two double S, we used to give it S sound. But here is one S, so we give it Z sound. Vous êtes. Ils sont. That's very interesting. Look at ils sont. I-L-S space S-O-N-T. They are. You see, we have two S's there. So we said we give it S sound. Ils sont. Elles sont, the same thing. Elles sont. They are, therefore feminine. Remember what I said, il and elle, they take the same form. And so do their plural. They take the same form. Ils sont, elles sont. Now let's repeat everything. Je suis, for the verb être, to be. Je suis, I am. Tu es, you are, you familiar. Il est, he is or it is. Elle est, she is or it is for feminine word. Nous sommes, we are. Vous êtes, you all are, or you are for an adult. Ils sont, they are, they're masculine, or masculine and feminine combined. Ils sont, elles sont, they are for feminine plural. So next week, we're going to learn another verb. When we have learned some of the verbs, then we start creating our sentences in French. So I'm going to say thank you for listening. Au revoir. À la semaine prochaine. See you next week with another verb. We're going to look at the verb avoir to have next week. Merci. Au revoir.